Hello and thanks for joining us for today for another live broadcast of SMTV on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers.
Already on LinkedIn, you can follow companies and you can follow people in certain discussions, but now LinkedIn is offering the ability to follow thought leaders, and so far they've chosen 150 influential people around the world who they think are thought leaders, and it's an interesting new part of the site that lets you stay on top of what's going on.
That's very cool. You know, unfortunately, I'm not on that list. You are, though, right? No, I'm just.
Oh, right. I was one of the first 150 chosen, of course.
No, but what a great idea. I mean, obviously, a lot more. Some people on LinkedIn carry a lot more weight than others do, and it's also kind of a way, I think, to give. I mean, what sort of reason does like a Bill Gates have to be on a LinkedIn, you know? So maybe if LinkedIn could create a profile where he was an influencer to where people could subscribe to what he's posting, what he's reading, that would maybe be a reason for why he would want to actually participate and engage with LinkedIn. So I think it's a great idea to sort of connect people with, you know, big name influencers that we wouldn't typically be able to connect with necessarily.
That's a great point, because I think a lot of people on this list are social media influencers or technology influencers who are certainly already going to be on LinkedIn. But a lot of the people like Mitt Romney and Barack Obama, it might be a challenge for them to be on LinkedIn because, you know, obviously a lot of the posting is going to be done by someone else, just like we see on Twitter and Facebook. So this is a great way for people to stay in touch with the influencers in your industry or these big name people and see what they're talking about.
Yeah, and the content that they're putting out. You know, obviously,
exactly.
You know, with people like those two politicians, they have blogs, they have videos that they're constantly, you know, putting out and trying to use to help inform people and sort of show where they stand on certain issues. So it's a great way for them to be able to connect with this LinkedIn audience because, you know, there are a lot of people on LinkedIn who aren't on Twitter, who aren't on Facebook.
Right.
So you want to make sure you can reach all those audiences, and I think this is a great idea that LinkedIn has incorporated and for people like that to link with those audiences.
I do too. You think you have what it takes to be a LinkedIn thought leader? You can fill out the form on LinkedIn, and I guess they will decide. I don't know how many they're rolling out, like how often they're adding people to this list. But if you go to partner.linkedin.com/influencer, looked it up, you can fill out this form and request your name to be added to that list.
Yeah, I was about to say the first step is finding the form, which
right.
might be the most difficult part because Duncan and I spent a few minutes here looking for it. But yes, once you find that form, you can fill it out and maybe LinkedIn will rank you as a top influencer. I know Duncan, I'm going to submit an application for him.
You're going to nominate me
I'm
for
going
it?
to nominate
I appreciate
you.
that.
You might be the first person who gets nominated by a third party to be an influencer on LinkedIn.
Awesome. I love it. Thanks, Jonathan. I want to remind you, anytime you have a question or a topic you'd like us to discuss in the broadcast, please send it over to us.
You can email us your questions to questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet them to us by using the hashtag SMTV questions.
Let's take our first question of the day from Janice. Janice wants to know, how are prospects going to find my video on YouTube?
Well, Janice, the first step is to make sure that you optimize your videos properly. What we mean by optimize, make sure you're using the key phrases that are maybe most aligned with your products and services in your description and also in your title. Very important. Sometimes people overlook these very crucial steps of making sure that the videos are titled, you know, with a relevant title that's going to try to generate search results that people are actually going to be looking for and searching for when they're coming to looking for your products or services. So make sure that those videos are titled properly and optimized properly. Then, of course, you want to go through and share them via your social sites. Help build those rankings. Help generate, you know, views so that those videos rank better, and so more people have the better opportunity of seeing those videos. Wouldn't you? Is there anything else you would suggest?
No, I totally agree. I think you nailed it in covering two distinct topics. There's the internal, and then there's the external. The internal is everything you do in YouTube to optimize the title, the description, put in captions maybe, make sure the captions are correct.
Sure.
And then the external stuff, just like you said, is targeting your community on other social platforms, email marketing, getting that video out there. And one thing we can address, I mean, it's so crucial to just at the very least title your video the topic that you're covering in a manner that people would search for. So what is something that you might search for on YouTube?
I don't know. How about how to tie a bow tie?
How to tie a bow tie. That's a perfect example. So here we are on YouTube. I'm going to type in how to tie a bow tie. There's one that comes up there. You're going to have a lot of competition. That's a pretty popular topic. But this is how important it is to call your video exactly that, because all of these videos come up with that in the title. these are the titles of these videos. How to tie a bow tie, how to tie a bow tie fully explained, how to tie a bow tie step-by-step instructions. So the more you can work that in because it's relevant, the better.
Great. Abigail wrote to us, it seems there are so many social media platforms that keep popping up. What are the top social media platforms I should use for my yoga studio?
You know, first thing that comes to mind, speaking of YouTube, is YouTube, because what a great way to show different poses and stretches, and here's how you do a warm-up, here's how you do a cool-down. YouTube is the first one that comes to mind.
How you do the downward dog, the
Right.
warrior, the flying eagle,
Right.
whatever yoga pose you want to do. I mean, that's what a great thing about YouTube. You can display all these different positions. Pinterest is another one. I mean, Pinterest, so many people want to try new positions. They want to know what types of foods they need to eat and cook to get the body they need so that they can do yoga, as best they can. So I think Pinterest is another area that would be a great place for
Pinterest is great, yeah.
a yoga studio to start. So
I don't know what the social media pose would look like.
I don't know.
Something probably look like this.
Yeah.
or like
like
that,
this,
hunched over. Yeah, either hunched
computer.
over or with a mobile device, I think, is the
Definitely.
social media yoga pose.
Now let me ask you this, Duncan. So let's say she wants to start Pinterest first, like
Yeah.
that's what she's aiming for, and then you have to use either a Facebook or Twitter account to get started with Pinterest. Which one would you recommend her to go with first out of those two, just based on it?
Well,
being a yoga
she
studio?
could just log in with an email, but
Right.
out of those two, I'd probably say Facebook.
Definitely.
Yeah, if it's a yoga studio especially, because you can have a wide variety of content. You can have your videos linked there. You can have a photo album. You can have an special app for either a discount or some kind of promotion, a contest. A lot of variety in your Facebook page. Twitter is great when you want to find people and reach out to them and talk to them, but just the sheer variety, I think, in Facebook is going to be a huge help.
Totally agree.
Leo wants to know, what are the best sites to find social media tips and current events? Something we talk about a lot here at Splash.
Sure. We always are looking at different news sites to keep up with what's going on in social media. Of course, Mashable is one that's fairly well known. Also, all Facebook. And Duncan, you were telling me about how you like to check out the actual social media sites, blogs themselves. They have some great information there, right?
Oh yeah, for the updates, if you're looking for platform stuff, go straight to the source. The story that we pulled up about the thought leaders on LinkedIn, got that straight from the blog on LinkedIn. YouTube has a blog, Google has a blog. Facebook has one, but interestingly, they don't update. There are other Facebook resources. Facebook doesn't really update their blog very often, but Twitter has a great blog. So those sources are great for actual platform updates to stay in the loop.
Yeah, Facebook, you need to do a better job. Upload your blog.
Their
more often,
last
you think,
post, I
right?
think, was in January. The last time I took a look at their blog. It's interesting.
I dislike that.
But I love the examples that you
Unlike
gave.
that.
I dislike Facebook's blog, but I like the examples that you gave about the other sites that kind of curate it for you. Mashable's great. Social Media Examiner. Did you mention that one?
I don't think I did.
That one's great too. Yeah, some great sites out there. I mean, we do the same thing on our Splash Media blogs for Splash Media Use, Splash Cube. We like to curate that stuff too, to have everything in one place.
I mean, usually our Splash Media blog too, not to just toot our own horn all the time, but we have some great information and news regarding what's going on with social media. I mean, if something happens, we generally have something to say about it, or we like to provide facts on what's going to happen, whether you need to make a transition or changes when it comes to your social media strategy. So that's also a great blog to keep up with.
Yeah, check them all out.
Julie wrote to us, I keep hearing about HootSuite. Is this too advanced for a small business?
I would say it's not. I mean, there are different capabilities for the different level you want to purchase. I mean, there's a free version that allows certain capabilities. There's a paid version that gives you more access and more accounts. But HootSuite is a great way to have all of your streams together. You can respond to Twitter messages, Facebook. There are LinkedIn capabilities in there. And I've used it. We both used it, and it's nice to have everything in one spot.
Yeah, I definitely think HootSuite is not too elaborate for a first-time user or an early social media adopter. I think it's a great tool to help you keep everything in one place, so that you're not constantly having to log in, log out of all different types of all the social media.
That saves a ton of time.
Saves a ton of time, and so I would definitely recommend them trying HootSuite.
Now, a little plug for us though.
Yeah.
Splash Cube. What Splash Cube has over HootSuite, I was going to say Splash Suite. That's going to be our fourth product is Splash Suite.
Splash Suite
It's
coming
hard
soon.
to say. That's the hardest part about it is how to pronounce it. So what SplashCube has over a program like HootSuite is the marketing. You can't do marketing in HootSuite. You can just do publishing and listening to a certain extent. But where SplashCube fits into the puzzle is finding those prospects for you, putting leads all in one place. It's that little extra CRM part of it, the customer relationship management that gives it the advantage, I think.
Definitely. I think it definitely gives it a boost. And, you know, I think some of the features, too, are a little more, not elaborate in the sense of being harder for people to use, but I think they're a little bit more detailed in the sense that you can do more with SplashCube than you can with HootSuite when it comes to automated posting and generating posts and putting posts out there.
Exactly.
It's a lot easier. So.
Love these questions. That's going to do it for today. I want to thank you for joining us today for SMTV, and keep those questions and topic ideas coming in too. For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers. Be sure you have a great day.